Hey y'all, well, the very beginning of this video that I have made for you, the first portion of it, actually, it didn't record. I guess I did not hit the record button right and didn't even notice that it was not recording. So, to start it again, to kind of tell you is, hi, I'm glad to be back with you. I've had things going on and I'm finally getting back here, and I was actually going to make a cake, but by the time I got around to be able to cook something, it was just getting too late, okay? So I just decided to go ahead and cook supper. So I decided, well, I would bring you along with me, and actually just was going to do the potatoes and my goodness, my brain's not working tonight. The thickened potatoes and peas, and then I decided, I'll just show you the pork chops too, which actually just made kind of like some pan-fried pork chops because I didn't have any milk to do the putting them in the flour, not flour, but the egg and the milk like I normally do. But anyway, to go ahead and go on from there, the first, like I said, the first part of the video, I apparently didn't record it. And the first part, mainly what was missing was me starting with potatoes. And you just peel you up and cube you up some potatoes like you would for mashed potatoes. And I think I used 3 or 4. It doesn't matter. It's your preference. The ratio you want to the English peas, sweet peas, whatever you want to call them, to potatoes, whatever the ratio is. Then you put them in your pot. You put just enough water to cover them. Then you cook them not quite as tender as you would for mashed potatoes. You don't want them falling apart, okay? So that's what you missed in the beginning. That's what was in the first part that I didn't get recorded. So then we'll pick up from there. I'm so sorry I didn't, but I'm just really tired tonight. All right, so here goes the rest. Okay, just kind of show you what I am going to do with my pork chops. I may have done fried pork chops on here before. I can't remember the regular, normal way I would do them. But I am just going to salt and pepper me some flour here. Let me kind of stir that around. Mix it up. All right. Then like I said, since I don't have milk, and I normally, dip it in the milk and the egg, and actually I mix mine together. I'm just going to sprinkle these with some some water, just to get them moistened a little bit. Okay. Then sprinkle some salt and pepper on these. And I have my sweater on because I am cold. I didn't want to make a fire, and it's kind of chilly today. I can't remember if I put salt there first or not. Oh well, I put a little bit more if I didn't. Okay, and then what I will do is just take these and get rid of these things here. Put those over in trash. And just put my flour on it. And I have my grease here coming back up to where I need it to be. I was just going to do the peas and potatoes, but I thought I might as well bring you along for the pork chops too. Now, you may, on the peas, you may think, well, why'd you save the water that was already on it? Because I know some people, they drain their vegetables, but they're canned vegetables. But I don't like to do that for the simple fact that, let me set this over there. You have your nutrients from when they cooked in it. Okay. I think that's about ready. So I will just put my pork chops in there and fry them. Like I said, it's not the way I normally would do them, but it's the way they're getting done tonight. You may have to put this a different way. Try to put these in here. I should have flipped it over the other way. It's going to be flipped too soon. Didn't want to get that grease all on me. Well, it's not going to do it that way either. No matter which way I want to do it, it doesn't want to fit because of the bones. Well, it will cook down and we'll make it fit and cram it in there. There we go. Got it. There's a will, there's a way. Okay, I will turn these back on. They start almost get too done on me. Let me wash my hands off. Okay, got that done. Now to show you these, let me move this up to here. All right, so we have our potatoes, and like I said, we cut them in chunks and boil them, but you don't want them, all the way where they're falling apart. Go ahead and I'll add my peas. And now to this pea juice that we have here, get a spoon. We want to add about a tablespoon or so of flour. So I just get one of these, like not the soup spoon, but the ones bigger than that, you know, we call a tablespoon. I just kind of get that heaping in there, because we don't want to make a gravy. We just want to thicken them up. And then just stir that. You know, you're making a slurry. Oh, this sweater's going to have to be washed when I get finished. So we're just making us a kind of a slurry. And since we didn't put this back on the heat and the peas are at room temperature, we don't have to worry about, you know, tempering it, or I don't. And then it should make the little dumplings in there from being a little too warm. Hey, that's okay too. Then I just kind of pour this in there. Maybe add a little bit more salt and pepper. And that sounds like that may have been cooking a little too fast. And that down just hair. Then we will put this back on the heat. And I usually like to put it somewhere between, excuse me, medium and a simmer. And let it cook. And every so often come along and stir it, all right? So let me clean up my mess here, and I'll be back to you in a little bit. Okay, let's look at this pork chop. Since they're brown, so I'll just flip them. I think I'm going to see if I can maybe flip this one over to there. Do it in this way. That will help better with, guess it's not going to help. I'm thinking of snuggling them in there a little bit better. My goodness, how in the world did I do it a while ago? And if you see the way that bone's too big, let me bring it a little closer. That there, not brown, so after it's cooked here on both sides, and I'll go through and brown 6 pieces for not brown good. The bones are so big. These are sirloin. I guess I needed a bigger skillet, maybe. Or I could just cut them off the bone. Either one. All right, I'll bring you back in a little bit. Now my pork chops, I really should have waited to start them, so my peas, like normally I cook them kind of slow. And I'm just really hungry. I should have already cooked. I should have started my potatoes and peas earlier. But I was busy and didn't get it done. But if it gets where you need to hurry them up, you can always, you know, turn up the heat on them. That's what I just did to mine. But I tell you what, you don't want them really at a hard boil, though, because that's just going to start to disintegrate your potatoes. So how have y'all all been since I've last been on here? I hope y'all been doing good. I finally, you know, I got out of that walking boot. Of course, I think I told y'all that. I went to the doctor, and I'll turn you up so I can see you, or you can see me. I went to the doctor, I believe it was Monday, and had another x-ray done. And it was finally all the way healed, that toe was. And then I went to the podiatrist to see what to do about the way it knocked the toenail. And so he was able to trim most of the toenail away. The new toenail started coming in. He said it would take about a whole year for the new toenail to come in all the way. And there's just a couple little pieces of the old one on there that were to attach to, I guess, your skin underneath your nail. And so he said it would hurt too much to remove those unless he liked to numb up my toe. And he said what he would do if it started to bother me, but it's okay right now. Seems to be doing okay. I'm going to turn those down again. But anyways, so did that. Of course, I told y'all I had water problems. Got home, got that fixed, and then I had another water problem. So it's like every time you turn around, it's something, isn't it? And on these potatoes and peas, you just cook them to your desired thickness. I'm probably going to make me I call them hoe cakes. Some people call them something different. It's just like I make up like I'm going to do cornbread, and then I'll just fry them. So I'm probably going to make me some up to go with this to eat tonight instead of making up a whole batch of cornbread, because I like to eat cornbread with mine. Now, you can make a gravy if you want with your grease that's left over from your pork chops. But I only want to do that if I'm having mashed potatoes or biscuits. So since I'm not having mashed potatoes or biscuits tonight, I'm just going to just have plain old hoe cakes probably. And then by the time I get done, since I'm so tired, I might try not to do that. Well, let me show you my potatoes and peas now. I think they're just about where I want them. And just kind of see how I just kind of thicken them up some. You see that? Oh, they're so good. Oh, well, I guess I need to turn you down, don't I? Okay. Get some of that juice. So you see that? About how I like mine? Can you see down in there? Oh, this looks wonderful. Crumble up some cornbread in there. Good, good, good. Well, I think these pork chops are about finished. I just need to brown them in a couple of places. You can tell where the bone is, because where the bone is, it gets a little bit, it gets black there before the meat gets all the way brown. All right, y'all. So let me bring you up here. So that's it. That's what's for supper tonight. Okay, y'all, I am going to try to do my best. I have somewhere I have to go tomorrow, too. So when I get up in the morning, unless something else is going on, I will try to get up and make you that cake. I am planning on making an Italian sweet cream and almond cake. So y'all have a wonderful evening, and remember to always season your cooking with love.